if you have to clear your throat or whatever, turn away from the mic. Good morning, KBBG listeners. My name is Steve Tooney. I am the assistant principal at Carver Middle School in Waterloo, Iowa, and this is the Family Rewards of Life weekly program. Our usual host, Dr. Gloria Kirkland Holmes, was unable to attend today, and to be honest, when I show up, often she sits back and just watches me talk with my students. Today I've brought 4 students from Carver Middle School with me to KBBG 88.1 on your FM dial, just to talk about what's going on in the life of a middle school student in 2015. Without any further ado, I think I'll go around the circle here and have each of my students introduce themselves and perhaps say maybe how old they are or what grade they're in, or if they have anything they're dying to say before we get started, they can certainly say it. So immediately to my left, why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself?
My name is Tarshawn Dixon, and I'm an 8th grade at Carver Academy.
Excellent.
My name is Michael Allen, 14 years old, and I go to school at Carver.
Good.
My name is Stella. I'm in 7th grade and I go to George Washington Carver Academy.
Excellent. And finally, we have...
My name is Lanaya, and I'm in 6th grade at Carver Academy.
Excellent. Just for the listeners out there, it's important to note that these students were not selected by me. They were selected by teachers at each grade level. The teams get together on a monthly basis to help me select kids to come to KBBG Radio. And I'd like to thank KBBG Radio for allowing me to do this on a monthly basis, as well as the Waterloo Community Schools, and my other administrators and teachers at Carver Academy for allowing me to take kids away from lunch and other academic time once a month to do this program. So these kids were selected based on recent behaviors, both academic and just normal behavior. So they are representing Carver with class and style today. All right, let's just jump right into this. You're all students. How many of you been in Waterloo schools your entire academic career?
I have.
Good. That was Michael. He's been here since kindergarten. How about you, Tarshawn?
I have to.
Excellent. Stella, have you been always in Waterloo schools?
No.
What other schools have you attended?
Chicago.
Chicago? Anywhere else besides Chicago?
Did Talent count?
Sure, it counts. Say it again.
Talent.
Excellent. And Lanaya? I think you already answered, didn't you? No? I'm losing my mind.
Yeah.
Always in Waterloo? Excellent. So you've had a lot of different teachers. What makes a teacher great? If you think about from kindergarten till now, we're 6th, 7th, and 8th graders now. From kindergarten now, you've had a great teacher. What makes that teacher great?
A fun teacher.
A fun. Define what does fun mean? Always telling jokes? What?
Easy to talk to, helpful.
Excellent. Tarshawn, do you have any thoughts on that? Would you add anything to Michael's thinking?
Oh, they give candy.
They give candy. Really? This day and age when we're blue zone and trying to get healthy, is candy still the best option?
Yep.
Oh, you think so? Stella or Lanaya, any thoughts on what it takes to be a great teacher? Nothing? If you think of something, jump in, because the more people talking, the faster this program will go and the more entertaining for everybody driving around in their cars listening. Right? You might have noticed before, as we left the building today, there was a whole bunch of young adults in our building from college, Loras College. Those are all prospective teachers. They're coming to Carver today just to see what teaching's all about in Waterloo, what teaching's all about outside of maybe their hometowns where they're from. If you had any piece of advice you would give those prospective teachers, what advice would you give them? Kids that are about to become teachers, what advice would you give them? You're the experts.
Teach 8th grade.
Teach 8th grade. Why 8th grade?
Because 8th grade kids are fun, energetic, and they talk a lot.
Is talking a lot a bad thing or a good thing?
Both sides.
Ah, good for you to see both sides of that. Good for you to see both sides of that. Lanaya, any thoughts you'd share with them? You're not sure? People out in Radio Land can't read your mind. They need to hear your wonderful, wonderful voice. No? Stella, any advice you'd give new teachers? She says no. All right. What is it you guys want to do when you grow up? Have you given that any thought? Yeah, Tarshan.
Oh, I want to be an artist when I grow up.
What kind of medium do you want to work in? Like pastel, oils, sculpture, ice. What do you want to make stuff? What do you want to make art out of?
Nothing, just pen and paper.
So drawing and charcoal and that kind of stuff?
Yeah,
Excellent. What kind of things do you like to draw?
anything.
Anything? Do you like to use ruler or more freehand?
Freehand.
Excellent. So more like, do you like to draw fruits and vegetables or people?
Well,
Both? Excellent. There is some of my son's friends are going into the arts, and they went down to a school in Texas to visit because it supposedly had this great art program. So that's something you can pursue without a doubt. Excellent. Michael, what do you want to do?
I would like to be a sports therapist one day.
A sports therapist, so helping people work through injuries and that kind of thing?
Yeah, workouts and stuff.
Excellent, excellent. I want to talk more about that in a minute. How about Stella? Any thoughts on what you want to do when you grow up?
I want to be a nurse.
A nurse, excellent. Do you want to work with kids or old people or just people in the emergency room, or where do you want to work?
Little kids.
Excellent, excellent. Do you have anybody in your family that is in the medical field? Not right now? Okay, all right. Lanaya, have you given it any thought?
A teacher.
Wow, really? What grade do you want to teach?
7th.
7th grade. What subject would you teach?
Math.
Math. That's what I taught. I taught 10 years 7th grade math. So that's a fantastic subject to teach. Excellent. Do your current teachers know that? No? All right. Good for you. Do you have anybody in your family that's a teacher? Who?
My cousin Alicia, she works at Starcy.
Fantastic. That's great. I often find it true that people that become teachers already have teachers in their family. It's an interesting thing that happens quite often. So, Michael, you said you wanted to go into sports therapy and help people do the work, like be a physical fitness trainer or something of that nature.
Yeah.
What kinds of things do you think you're going to have to study in high school and college to get that done?
Degrees in sports and maybe some type of like health classes and stuff.
Yeah, a lot of health classes. You're going to have to learn all the names of all the bones in the body, all the muscles in the body. You're going to have to take a class called kinesiology, which is the study of body movement, and do lots of science and math. I've been reminded by our wonderful person in the control room that everybody needs to sit up a little bit straighter and speak closer to the mic so everybody can hear loud and clear. So that brings the next question, Michael. What's our favorite subjects? Let's go around and share our favorite subjects and maybe a little bit of why it might be. Lanaya, what's your favorite subject? I bet I know.
Math.
Math? How long has math been your favorite subject?
Since like 4th grade.
4th grade. What are you studying right now in math?
Order of operations.
Order of operations. Great. Do you have any secret to remembering that? I bet you do. I put her on the spot, ladies and gentlemen, but I think she probably does. Stella, what's your favorite subject?
Social study.
Really? That's fantastic. Who's your social studies teacher right now?
Mr. Harmon.
Ah, fantastic. Fantastic. What are you guys studying in social studies right now?
We're studying about about a kid who tried to, who had no idea what the law is and tried to set foot on sidewalk and speak, and so the other thought it was inspiration, so they take some of his work and continue on.
Ah, I bet you're doing a little bit of something in honor of Martin Luther King.
Yes.
I thought so. How about Michael? What's your favorite subject?
Math.
Excellent. You're going to need a lot of that for your degree. And Tarshawn, what's your favorite subject?
Math.
Math as well? You know, there's a surprising amount of art and math that are combined. I always said it was 7th grade when math started to become art. You get in that coordinate plane and you start plotting things out and doing line curves and all this other stuff, and it just sort of becomes art to me. All right. So we've talked about what we want to do. We talked about some of the subjects we need to study in and study well in. So let's just talk about Carver for a few minutes. How's it going? If you were in charge of Carver, if you were a principal for the day, a week, whatever, what things would you leave alone? What things would you change? Where would you start? What would you do? If you were put in charge, what's something you would decree or change? Any thoughts on that? I need you guys to participate with me. Go ahead, Tarshawn.
If I was the principal for a day, I'd change the number of games that 8th grade get.
You changed the what now?
Number of games.
Oh, number of basketball games?
Yeah.
I should point out that the boys' basketball season in middle school is just getting started. Our first games are this week. By the time you hear this, we'll be getting ready for our second game of this season. So you would add more games into the season. You know, I don't blame you. 8th grade gets more than 7th grade, but I could understand wanting a few more. How about any of the rest of us? What's something you would change at Carver, or what's something that you think is going incredibly well you really enjoy?
Different kind of classes.
Michael, does that mean you'd add different kinds of classes in, or you like the fact that we do have different kinds of classes?
Like adding different courses, like maybe like different things in science, maybe like more experiments or anything, something like that.
Yeah, so if I hear you correctly, you're saying, look, I would add in some specific science classes, like maybe a specific unit on dissecting frogs, or
Yeah.
maybe you really explore the different planets or our solar system or something of that nature. Because our science topics are kind of general, aren't they, right now? Okay, good. How about the young ladies that are with us today? What would you do if you were principal for the day? Oh, come on. You wouldn't do anything? Just take the day off, kick back in the office, put your feet up on the desk? Lanaya is shaking her head yes, because everybody in Radioland can hear her head shake. Stella, what would you do if you were principal?
I will gather all the middle school and talk what we like.
Oh, so you'd get feedback from all sorts of people to see what kinds of changes might be needed to be made. That's a heck of a thought. Wow. So, nobody mentioned anything they'd change right away if they were principal of the day at Carver. Any thoughts on that? Anything you'd change, or anything you wish would change? Besides the number of basketball games. Forgot about that. And silence fell over the room, ladies and gentlemen. For those of you listening on KBBG Radio 88.1 on your FM dial, I have 4 amazing students from Carver Middle School with me. My name is Steve Tooney. I'm an assistant principal there at Carver. And these students were selected by their teachers to join me today and talk to everybody out in Radioland. Boys basketball season is underway. Check the Carver website for a schedule, or download the Carver app. If you have a smartphone, Carver has an app. It's simple in nature, but it keeps parents up to date about when practices are and when games are, and it also has a link to let you know if there's any weather delays. You can find it at http://fanapp, that's FANAPP .mobi, MOBI /GWCA. It's a free app, does not cost you anything, but it does cost me to put it on iTunes or a store for other mobile devices, so I opted not to pay that. That's why I give away the URL. Also, Friday, February 6th, which is a little bit away, there will be no school for students on that day due to teachers having a full day of professional development. Other than that, we are at school every day, enjoying what Carver has to offer. We've been talking about things they like about Carver and things they would change. It's not a very talkative group this morning, but I think they're highly intelligent, so I just have to find the right question to get them going. Hey, let's talk about New Year's resolutions. It's early in January yet. Did any of us here make any New Year's resolutions? And if so, what was it?
I got a higher GPA.
To get a higher GPA. That's a fantastic goal. I had a New Year's resolution to have a lower overall weight. So I don't know if that's similar or not. It was meant to be kind of funny, but nobody's laughing here. All right. How about the rest of us? Anybody else make a New Year's resolution? Tarshan? Michael just pushed the microphone in front of Tarshan, and Tarshan's looking at Michael like, why'd you do that? He's saying no. Okay, so no New Year's resolution. Why do people make New Year's resolutions?
To challenge yourselves.
To challenge themselves, all right? Anybody else have any other thoughts on that? I think Michael's probably right. We put a goal or a challenge out in front of us, and being creative, responsive human beings, we try to reach those. Do people often reach their New Year's resolutions? Do they actually follow through with them?
Some
Do you know?
people don't.
Some people don't, right? Yep, some people don't bother with it, which is evident from this group. Some people don't bother with it. All right. Let's take a minute and just talk about the world. Let's see how that topic goes over with this group. We have, in this day and age, the ability to find information at the touch of a button on our phones, on our computers, on our tablets. Some of us even have it built into our cars. We just push a button and it starts spewing information at us. There's lots of natural disasters and war/violence going on in the world. And a lot of people are impacted by this on a daily basis. If you could do anything to help anybody in the world, or any group of people in the world, or any country in the world, what are some things you might do? Even if you want to talk about closer to home, right here in Waterloo. There's people in need all the time. What are some things kids can do, or adults can do, to help others? They can be simple or complicated, I don't care. How would you help people if you could? What's your thoughts? Yeah, Michael.
I would send food to people in need, clothing, shelter, open more up Salvation Army homes so people can get food and more centers where kids can go, not get in trouble, have fun with their friends and stuff.
Excellent. Excellent. Tarshan, any thoughts on that? Really? Stella, what would you do to help anybody in the world? She's not sure. Lanaya? What would you do? You don't know? Lanaya, I need you to talk. You gotta help me out here. You gotta help me out. Alright, so we don't know what we do there, but I think this is a thoughtful group of people. And I think they want to help others. But let me ask you this then, because Michael brought it up. He would try to provide places for people to go that are safe and where kids can hang out and have fun. What do kids in 6th, 7th, and 8th grade do for fun? When they're not at school and they're not in athletics, organized athletics at school, what do they do outside of school for fun? Tarshan,
They play video games.
what's the popular video games right now with kids your age?
Advanced Warfare.
Advanced Warfare?
Yeah.
That sounds pretty violent and graphic. Do you think all kids can tell the difference between a game and real life?
Sometimes.
Sometimes? Alright. Do you think those kind of games are healthy for kids to play?
No.
No? But you played anyway, huh?
Yeah.
Why? What's the interest of that game?
Like, it's just something that you do when you're bored or just,
Do you play, do friends play with you
yeah, online.
online?
Yeah.
So you have access to it online? Do you wear a headset and talk to them?
Yeah.
Wow, just like in the movies. What else do kids do that for fun when they're not in school? Or what do you do for fun?
Don't you like the sportsplex with a group of friends?
Excellent. Do you, is there always a basketball game to join in on?
Yeah.
Excellent. Stella, what do you do for fun?
Me and my friend, we will get together and decide what we want to do for the day.
So what kind of things do you decide to do?
Sometimes we decide to go to playground and have fun, but if we're hungry, we decide to go someplace to eat.
Oh, very good. Lanaya, what do you do for fun?
Like go to the mall or the movies or something.
Mall or the movies? Yeah, that's popular. That's still popular. All right. So, how about in the middle of summer? What do you do for fun in the middle of summer when it's super hot out, no school in a while? What do you do to keep yourself entertained and out of trouble? Tarshan,
Oh, I go swimming.
where do you go swimming at?
Burns.
Burns, is that your favorite place to go?
Yeah.
All right. Do you get rides over there? Do you ride your bike over there?
You get rides.
Excellent. Excellent. Michael, what do you do in the summer?
I play AAU basketball with Impact. Yeah, it's pretty fun. Keeps me moving.
Impact is a great community resource, isn't it?
Yeah.
I got involved with some of the coaches of Impact this summer through a newly formed track team they started this summer.
Yeah.
My daughter happened to run with the girls, and that was a real educational experience for the group of us. We traveled out of state and participated in some track meets, and it was impressive. 4, 5, 6 girls from Waterloo that competed against kids that were on state teams in the AAU league. And we held our own and even set some records. It was a lot of fun. A lot of work, but a lot of fun. It's an impressive group of people that run Impact. How about Stella? What are you doing this summer?
Go play volleyball with my friends.
Excellent. And Lanaya, what do you do?
Go swimming at the falls.
Oh, at the falls? I've never been there. Believe that? She's looking at me in disbelief. Does anybody go bicycle riding?
I do that sometimes.
Yeah, I enjoy bicycle riding.
Around.
Anybody go camping? No campers. I camp a lot. I don't know if you call it camping. I pull my house behind my truck. You know, the whole air-conditioned TV, refrigerator, all of that. I don't know if you call it camping, but I get away from home. All right. So, where do you want to go to college?
To University of Kentucky.
University of Kentucky. Is it because of their basketball program?
That's I like the programs.
What, you said that without hesitation, so what is it about the University of Kentucky?
I like, cause I think about being an engineer, cause I like how they, like different programs about with computers and stuff. Like,
Fantastic. So you switched from the sports medicine field to engineer. You know, that's an interesting combination because there's an engineer field for that, I'm sure of it, where you might design braces or instruments that help that retrain athletes to do something again. My son is actually going to college next year, and he's looking into the engineering field. So that's fantastic. How about the rest of you? Given any thought to where you want to go to college? Because you're all going. I mean, that wasn't a question. You are going. Tarshan?
I'll go to Oregon.
Oregon? Why?
Like, just because this, they colors and the campus is big, so.
Have you
Yeah,
been to the
lots of fun.
campus?
Nope.
How do you know it's big?
I see it on YouTube and Facebook.
Fantastic. So you want to be a duck?
Yeah.
Excellent. Excellent. You know, I find that to be often the case. Lots of times we pick colleges based on athletic teams and that sort of thing. But it's important to also note what their educational value is as well. And I don't think you can pick a wrong college. I just don't. I think every college has its pluses, and it's important just to go. Stella, have you given any thought to where you want to go to college?
No.
No? If I put you on the spot right now, could you name a college you kind of want to go to? No, you're not sure? How about Lanaya? You mentioned earlier you were thinking about maybe being a teacher someday. Do you know any good schools for becoming a teacher? A lot of colleges have educational programming to help people become teachers. So you'll need to do your research. I myself went to the University of Northern Iowa. I had a good experience, but it is something for you to think about. All right, once again, I'd like to thank KBBG Radio, 88.1 on the FM dial, for allowing us to come here today, and the Waterloo Community Schools for making this possible as well. Additionally, I'd like to thank the rest of the Carver administrative staff and the teachers for helping me select these kids and allowing me to bring them over here today. Before time runs out and we have to head back to school, does anybody have anybody they'd like to say hello to on the radio? Go ahead and let's go around and give a shout out to somebody.
I would like to shout out to my mom and Mr. Landers at Carver Academy.
Excellent.
To my mom and my family and Mr. Mendes too.
Fantastic. Stella, do you have anybody to say hello to?
To my parents, my family, and my best friend.
Excellent. Lanaya, who are you going to say hello to?
To my mom.
Sure. Doesn't have to be a question. Say hello to your mom, absolutely. Once again, I want to thank everybody for being here today. We at Carver are very proud of what our students are doing, and we are on the right track for making this community the best community in the state of Iowa, dare I say the country. We have a lot of positive things going on. These 4 students are prime examples of the many great things we have going on. Students are becoming aware of their world, aware of their community, and aware of how their choices can impact others and can change the future. We are a great place to be. Does anybody have any last parting thoughts as we get ready to sign off the radio? Anything you were dying to talk about that we didn't get a chance to?
Make sure you come to a Carver game this year.
Excellent. Carver games are usually on Thursday nights. We have, if it's a Waterloo school we're playing, we start about 3:45. If it's Cedar Falls school, we start about 4 o'clock. And that brings us to a conclusion of another program of Family Rewards of Life. Thank you for being out there and listening to us.